much discussion about Elon Musk's trip to the Pentagon today. Very bizarre situation last night where the New York Times, followed by others, reported Musk was getting a super top secret briefing on how America would fight a war against China. The president, the Secretary of Defense, and the White House all denied that that's what the meeting's about, called it fake news. Hilarious coverage of it where Politico's like, this shows how defensive they are, that if it were true, they'd be defensive, and how serious it would be if it were true, they had to knock it down. I don't know exactly what the facts are, but personally, given Elon Musk's role in the government, I know about the conflicts of interest. I don't see why it'd be a problem if he got a briefing at the Pentagon, if he had
No,
the
in fact,
proper clearance.
The funny part about this is if you go back and read the New York Times story, there's something in it that I think makes total sense, right? Hold on, I have it right here, but it says, if the Department of Doge wants to trim the Pentagon budget in a responsible way, they may need to know what weapon systems the Pentagon plans to use in the fight with China. Take aircraft carriers, for example. Cutting back on future aircraft carriers would save billions of dollars, money that could be spent on drones or other weaponry. So the bottom line is this is a Seventh Fleet fight, right? And you send a carrier group out there, bomb the hell out of it, lose our ships, we're screwed. So what are we doing in terms of future weaponry, drones, both submarines and air? This makes sense. You want a guy that is going to come in and say, okay, what's our drone capability, both submarine wise and air capability wise?
Not just some guy, one of the smartest people on the planet, and someone who understands
zero
technology.
Military background. But let's just preface this.
But he knows about
technology.
He knows a lot about technology. I mean, Donald
So
Trump
we're
had no
gonna- so
military.
we're gonna get-
Donald Trump has no military background. He's commander in chief. Okay,
But
Look,
hold on, but he's not going in. So it's a lean, mean fighting machine under Pete Hegseth. We're getting rid of DEI and all. Send in the accountants. Okay.
No, send in the technology.
Dan,
the technology
what
experts who are in charge of cutting. Again, I don't want to minimize the conflicts of interest. It's a big deal, right? Because he's got a lot of business in China. But I'm just saying, if you accept the premise that he's a senior official in the government giving a lot of advice that's being taken, he's an expert on technology, and he's got a big role in deciding how the Pentagon's going to cut his budget. I hope he knows how we're going to fight China.
But you know what you would do then? You would come to him and say, okay, we need to update our technology because this is our battle plan. The military people put the battle plan together and would then go to the technology people. By all accounts, the fact that this leaked, and at first there was no response, and I forget who the Pentagon spokesperson who said the first response was, we look forward to welcoming Musk. He did not deny it was about China. Then when it got reported more and more, they completely changed their tunes and everybody comes out against it on.
No. Just to be clear,
we don't know enough to know.
So the way that the New York Times framed it was that he was getting briefed on the O plan, the op plan to go in
and the Wall Street Journal.
And there's a big difference between saying this is the current size of the fleet. This is what Seventh Fleet looks like. The assets that are involved in the Indo-Pacific, AOR. This is what we're potentially doing. What do you think we need to be doing? What are our vulnerabilities? What could technology bring to the fight? That's what I'm actually grateful that someone's finally getting an outside perspective, as opposed to, hey, we need more large decks to come in that could easily be sunk, right? So giving somebody a briefing, briefings happen all the time. Government officials
on the top secret China plans.
Dan, I guarantee you, and I don't know whether he was originally going to get such a briefing, whether he still might. I have no idea, but I guarantee you he's had countless briefings on topics. If your standard held, you would say horrible, horrifying. So this is anyway. Let me finish running through the schedule.
He's had briefings. The original plan, the fact that they did not deny it when they were first contacted, the White House.
Dan, maybe they were busy. They're not.
No. They got
John
it.
Kerry.
Okay.
John Kerry talks all the time about how he didn't deny a bunch of stuff that was written about him for years, because it's like you just don't deny everything. Like it's not, you don't have to deny it for not denying it doesn't make it true.
So hold on.
The fundamental thing, it may not, but this is also not. This is also one of the most savvy communications.
I understand, but
I've ever seen.
if I were the Pentagon spokesperson, my attitude would be, I'm not going to be in the business of denying everything they lob over here because we don't want to be saying no, 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 and then we don't want to confirm something. Like this shouldn't be public. A top government official getting a briefing on China shouldn't be a matter of public discussion. I'm all for press openness. I don't mind if it leaked, but I'm just saying it's not incumbent upon them to every time someone comes to the Pentagon for a secret briefing on China for them to talk about it.
There is a big difference between briefings are a dime a dozen. Getting read into the O plan is a completely different thing. And so if he's going over there to get a briefing on the status of like what our assets are and what we can do, that's awesome. If he's getting read into the minutia of an O plan in a 20 deck, first of all, according to the New York Times, it's 20 to 30 slides. If you think that's the O plan, God bless you. I mean, that just shows you how stupid you are, that you think our plan to attack or deter China is 20 to 30 slides long. You really think that's our plan? I mean, well,
that's what they said was the slide deck for him.
Yeah. Right. But then that means he's
30
not,
slides we're covering the whole plan for China.
It means he's not getting a full briefing.
I mean, I just always come back to if Kamala Harris, if this was the opposite shoe, the horror about him being in there for the O plan would be to 11. But Dan, we would go to 12.
But Dan, it's 20 slides. It's 20 slides. It's not the plan.
If you think you can go over the O plan in 20 slides, you are been in DOD.
But we don't even know what he was going to get or what he is getting. But
we can only go on what's reported. That's
we can't. No, but that's dangerous because people report things that are wrong all the time. We can't go on what's reported.
They may all be wrong. You're right.
They might be.
They might.
And it was tonight. Okay.
But they might
all
not.
Right.